What's up, Beast? This is Donnie with Beast Athletes University. Today we're going to work on our squat progression that we use here at Beast Athletes University in our gym up here in Kalispell, Montana. So the reason that we do this is what we've had the most success with, teaching people how to properly squat with a barbell on their back, whether that be in the rack or in a competition, the most healthy way that they possibly can. So this is what has worked for us, and we're really excited just to bring it to you guys. So over here, we got Sierra, our other coach. She's amazing. She's going to be our model today. And she is going to start out with a box squat. So the progression today is going to be box squat, bodyweight squat. Now, when you transition from box squat into bodyweight squat, not everybody needs to start with the box squat, but some people do. So we're going to start with box squat, transition to bodyweight squat, and then we're going to introduce a dumbbell for goblet squatting. And then finally, we're going to finish with using the barbell on the back for that back squat. So step one on the box squat. Sierra's going to take a seat here just like she's sitting down on the couch. She's going to make sure that her feet are set in her normal squat position. This is going to be different for every person. We happen to know where hers are. We're going to get into depth on foot placement on a different video. That's not what we're doing right now. So go ahead and get your normal squat stance for your feet. Now, right now she's in just a normal sitting position. When Sierra squats, she has a little bit more of a forward lean. She's going to have her shoulders relatively over, or more so the barbell where it would be, more so over her heels. So go ahead and get that position, forward lean. Takes a second to figure out where to exactly put yourself on the box. It is somewhat of a difficult movement when you do it initially. So go ahead and come on up, down, go through 5. Good. Okay, so with the amount of size that Sierra has in her legs, it might be more beneficial for her to start with a lower box. Simply her glutes make it where she doesn't have to go down as deep. So if you have that same problem, go ahead and get yourself a little bit lower box. So the way she just did it was great. She didn't have to lean forward or back or anything like that. Now what Sierra's going to demonstrate is what we see a lot with new squatters. She's going to rock into the movement. So go ahead, feet in the same position. Start in your spot just like you normally would. Go ahead. But instead of coming straight up, don't engage your core and rock into it. So we see that a lot. You're throwing yourself out of the couch. You're really having to heave to get out of the chair. Now, all you have to do to avoid that is put your weight in the correct position. She's going to tighten up her core here. On the way up, she's going to push her knees out. That's going to cause her glute to turn on, and she's just going to take her time. Sometimes it's simply just moving slower than what you want to. If you're struggling with a movement, slow down. You have to walk before you can run. That's what we're trying to do here. Another thing that we see people struggling with, and you just heard me talk about it, people, when they want to come up on their squat, they don't push their knees out. They let their knees cave in. So go ahead and show them a demonstration of that. Down and up. Her knees are staying in. Start with them out and then let them cave. Right there, that's as simple as thinking about pushing your knees out. So the muscle that is not working right now is your glute. If you put your hands on your hips like this and you push your knees out, you'll actually feel your glutes fire. If you are not able to do that, that is a serious problem that you're missing in this, and you got to focus on that. So feet in position, push out, push out, push out until you can feel those glutes and hips fire. That will help a ton. So that's how we squat from a box. We don't like to add external factors like a box or a barbell to teach you how to squat, but sometimes it's as simple as that, and it helps with your head a little bit, helps you have confidence in what you're doing. So now this is where we'd like to start, is we're going to take a step forward, and we're only going to body weight. It is simply the body. There's no external factor. It is all what she is working with. So she's going to start with her hands up, core tight, pull everything up. I use the term, pull your nuts to your chest. I get whined at a lot by the girls, so we need to find something more creative for that, but for now, that's the term we're going to use. So arms up, pull your core up tight, nuts to your chest, hinge back and break down. Good. Now she's breaking parallel. Now the way we squat USPA, your hip crease, go ahead. has to break below your knee. Okay, so that's pretty good right there. What happened at the meet?
I failed that.
So here we go. Let's go through 5 reps with that. Very, very, very simple movement here. She's sitting back. She's keeping a good vertical shin angle, which is what we like because it takes the pressure off your knees, and we're more concerned with how your body feels than putting up a more weight. If we got to choose, we're going to keep your body healthy. Another thing to keep in mind, come around this side. Stay facing the same way. When she gets to the bottom of her lift, go ahead and sit down and pause. Okay, so you got, this right here is about where the bar is. That's in pretty good line with her heel. Okay, so you want that bar or your shoulder to be directly above your mid-back foot. So you got 1, 2, 3. Nice straight line. That's great. Now come on up, and now I want you to squat a more Olympic style with your knees going way, way forward. All right, a little bit different. Now, if we had a stick, it would come straight down all the way out here. That adds a lot of pressure to your knees. Sierra actually has an Olympic lifting background, having been a CrossFit competitor. Go ahead, come on up. So you can actually feel she's got big old knocks at the bottom of her knees. And since the time that you've started squatting more of a powerlifting style versus how you were when you were doing CrossFit, how do your knees feel?
A lot better. Less bone-on-bone feeling.
Yep, absolutely. And then you're actually able to get more muscles to engage correctly at the right times. That's a very, very, very valuable piece. So you'll have more muscles turning on, and you won't hurt as much. Very valuable things that you want, because if you can't come in and train when you're supposed to, what are you doing? If you're hurt and you're not able to get in the gym and do what you're doing to make yourself feel better because you're hurt, there's something wrong there. Okay, and as a competitor, if you miss time on the platform underneath the barbell because you're hurt, you're not going to get any better. So you got to find that dichotomy of performance and health. So now what we're going to do is we're going to introduce a dumbbell for goblet squat. Any of our programs, this is exactly how we're going to do it. So go ahead, grab onto that. So I get the question of, oh, do we hold it like this? 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 We're going to hold it straight out like if you were drinking from it, okay? Sierra likes to flare her elbows out. I like to keep mine more in. Personal preference. Some people jam their elbows into their knees. That's a Sierra issue. So this is how she does it. Play with that. Now, we don't want anything funky up here like this, but find what's comfortable for you, and the same rules apply. Now, this is an external factor. This is something that we're adding to the movement that is not your body, but what it will do is it'll counterweight you, but it also adds some resistance. So Sierra's going to sit back. She's going to go through 5 reps. Good. Keep setting back. The weight will try to pull you forward a little bit, and it'll also try and pull your shoulders down. What that causes you to do is tighten up, keep your core tight, big chest, and it simulates when you're coming out of the hole with a barbell on your back, pushing your back into the bar the whole time, except for the weight is out in front. It's a little bit easier to teach. So go ahead, go through 5 more. Good. Nice and easy. Okay, now go through 2 when you get to the bottom. Rock forward and come back. This is one of the biggest issues that we see. People struggle with going back and staying back over their heels. They want to get to their toes in this movement like you're jumping. We're trying to avoid that. So go ahead. Yep. So as soon as she started to come up, she went forward, staying back. Watch again, go through 3 like that. She stays back, and then the weight shifts forward to her toes. It's a very, very, very small detail, but it's a big detail. Go ahead and sit back. Very small detail, very important detail though. It's big, but it's small. Good. If you struggle with this, one of the best ways to fix it, go through 2 pause reps and stay back. Now when you come out of the hole, come out very, very controlled. There you go. Slowing it down is going to help you feel it more, and then you'll understand what your body's doing, and you'll see that you are coming forward a lot. How's that feel? Perfect. Here we go. So we added our first external factor in our progression. Normally the progression is body weight, goblet, barbell. We did have the box squat, but that's not a very common occurrence. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come over, we're going to get underneath the rack. And here we go. So we'll get into hand placement and all that in different videos, but right now it's just simply this is what it should look like. Go ahead and come over this way just a little bit more. Sierra's gonna get set. Same exact foot placement on box squats, body weight squats, goblet squats, barbell squats. It's all gonna be the same foot placement. We're trying to replicate that movement the same way every single time, no matter what we're doing. Doing the same thing, the same way, the correct way over and over and over, that repetition of the correct movement is gonna make you much more proficient, much quicker. Now, if you have these outlying reps that are not right, or you're squatting with your feet off or whatever it may be and it's not the same, it's going to take a step back. You have the opportunity to take a step back or forward every single rep. Take those steps forward. Brace the bar, press into your belt, set back and down. Good, beautiful. Go through 5. Good. Those look good, go ahead and rack. Keep in mind, Sierra is an internationally elite ranked powerlifter. She's very good at what she does. She has background as a bodybuilder, as a CrossFit athlete, and now as a legitimate professional powerlifter. She's good at it. It looks easy, but that has taken a lot of repetitions over probably the last year. Okay, this is not how her squat looked a year ago, but you'd be surprised the amount of progress that you can make by saying, I'm gonna set my foot right there every single time. I'm gonna set my foot right there every single time. I'm going to brace every single time. I'm going to set back every single time. And do it the same way every single time. Your body will like it. It will feel better. It'll get used to it. And then you'll actually be able to grow. So come out of that comfort zone a little bit. If something is not feeling correct, go ahead. Shoot us a text. Shoot us an email. Slide in our DMs on Instagram, whatever it is. If you have a question, throw it at us. We know what we're doing. We're good at it. We work with different people. We work with Brandon Allen. We chop it up with Stacy. We talk to all these people to not only educate ourselves, but to help educate ourselves so we can educate you better. We love what we do, so you're not going to be bugging us when you send us questions. When you just have a random, I don't want a membership or anything like that, we just are curious. Throw those our way. We love it. So if this was helpful to you guys, hit the subscribe button. We're on we're on Instagram, Beast Athletes 406 for the gym, Beast Athletes University for the online training, Donnie_Montana40, MBS Strong. Follow us. We have a lot of cool stuff coming up. We're going to be doing more of this, and we can't wait to just continue to take you guys along for the ride. Talk to you guys soon.